Talked about Hurricane Sandy and the devastation that Jersey Shore suffered. Anybody who's from Jersey, or even from the East Coast at all, saw how bad it was.
Sure.
And I have relatives that are from Union Beach.
Mm.
And the day after the storm, they went with a handheld video camera and took a walk. And you could see, I'm watching the footage and I say, well, that's not so bad. There's a nice house there. But then you go to the other side of the house is gone. Like, I mean, and then you walk, as you walk further on the beach, like, there'd be just one lot with nothing but rubble.
Yeah.
And these people are still not recovering. They still, you know, it's a really nice song. What were you trying to do with that song? You said you were trying to maybe raise some money for Sandy?
Yeah, it would be real nice if we could raise some money for people that were displaced and you know, for victims. And there's a lot of people that contractors came in and took their money and ran, and they're stuck. So it's like, if any kind of help we could do, it would be great.
There were a lot of people. There is, I'm sure there's still a Sandy Relief Fund somewhere.
Yeah.
So anybody who's within earshot and, you know, thinking it's old, that was ancient history already, it's still not. For a lot of people, Sandy is a reality. They're dealing with still. Some businesses now are just opening. Now, how long ago was that? That's quite some time ago.
Yeah, over a year ago.
Over a year, and they still, and from what I understand, a lot of municipalities didn't get the money that they were supposed to get for whatever reasons, and you know, red tape and stuff, and they didn't get the money, and these people are really hurting. This is their life.
Take a ride down Route 35 and look at some of the houses that are gone. It's open land now.
It's a shame.
So many houses were wiped away on the island.
I noticed this about you. You're a Facebook friend as well as an in-person friend.
Yes. Thank you.
And I noticed you're a very spiritual guy. You know, you're always talking about online every day. You're very family-oriented and you're a very spiritual guy. And this stuff, you know, the first song that we played last time you were on was A Little Bit of Good Goes a Long Way, which we'll play a little later. And this is something else that's very positive. He's talking about you know, trying to help people who, for no fault of their own, can't help themselves. So it's really nice. You're a very spiritual cat. I tell you, I appreciate that. It's nice to know there are good people in the world.
Thank you. You too.
But you've been doing an album since the last time we
saw
you. With all your friends, getting people together and
different artists.
That's very cool.
And, Anthony Kryzan, guy I'm writing with out of Sonic Boom Studios. We have one track, Revelation. There's a gentleman out there called Chad Comwa. He's on the drums, and Erin Shenwell. She's singing with us, and Lisa Bales, a friend of us. She's on the one song, Revelation. So we're putting it together, and we're hoping to release it by 2015.
Good for you. You're going to just put it to iTunes? Is that what you're going to do?
I'm going to try to get somebody to promote it if we can. It's, you know, music business is...
I talked to Tia about this when she was on. You know, you, Tia, you're a friend of Tia's also. Tia Bacher, who we have on all the time.
Sure.
I'm a big fan of hers, and I was talking to her about this. There's it's the music business is, in a good way, it's good and bad because there's no record companies anymore. Yeah. I mean, there are some, but I mean, if you want to be a rapper, there's probably a lot more to offer than there are if you want to play nice music and do some good. It's difficult. There's iTunes, and there's a couple of places like that you can sell your music. But you're really not going to get to a big market that way, unless you happen to just get lucky that people start listening to it, and which is a possibility.
Sure.
But how do you feel about that? I mean, you know, I remember back in the day, and you may not be as old as I am, but you're not a kid either. So you know that at one time you would take your demos and go to New York City and say, here, listen to this, Mr. Record Man, and he would rip you off, but you'd get a record. And, you know, people would hear the record. Now it's difficult. I mean...
music business is different now.
But the plus side of that is, you can make the music you want to make.
Yeah.
Instead of the music that you write and some 19-year-old punk decides to write a string line. He thinks he's, you know... and then he just changes the whole complexion of the song, and it's not the same, you know. So you do have more freedom but not as much accessibility to the public. Like they always talk about back in the 60s and 70s, the Ed Sullivan Show.
Yeah.
You know, you used to have to pay to be on that show.
Yeah.
That wasn't like a freebie. You had to pay to be on the show. And it wasn't a lot of money, but you got on that show, you were, everybody in the country was watching on Sunday night.
Yeah.
So it was whatever they wanted for you to go on, it was worth it. There's none of that either. There's no venues for exposure. It's very, very difficult.
It's a tough business.
It is, but you do it for love, not for...
Yeah, well, everything that we're writing is from our hearts, and we're doing it because we want to do it, and it's what we feel. And we're trying to express a message and get it out there and be positive.
Well, that's what music is supposed to be about.
Yeah, and it's right from our hearts, and we're not veering off to suit certain people's needs, you know.
Right,
and,
not to sell a record, but
exactly,
to
you know,
make a point.
Everything comes full circle in my eyes, right? You know?
It's true.
Just like bell bottoms are coming back. So,
and high-waisted pants, I saw that too.
So who knows? This music might just go around. And get the word out there and put it out there. It's for the good
Every
people.
bit of exposure you can get is great.
We're trying our best. And,
well, I wish you a lot of luck because, like I said, it's difficult. And I wrote music. I've written music for a long time, and like I told you before we went on the air, I'm recording with my friends. The first band I was ever with when I was 19. We all got back together again. You know, now we're all like much older than 19, and we're recording together. But it's still a lot of fun because you still have that. We got together, and we still have that youthful exuberance. We're not doing it for money. We're doing it because the same reason we did it when we were 19. We just love to do it, and it's just so much fun.
Passion.
That's what the passion. That's what's missing from a lot of music. Matter of fact, I wrote a song called Soul.
Nice.
And the reason I wrote it is I did Mitch and I do DJ gigs, but this is before Mitch and I were working together. I did a DJ gig at a 18-year-old birthday party. And I was just handed the music to play. Here, play these 6 CDs all night. You know, she gave me a mix that she wanted me to play. So I played. That's all I did. Talk about soulless music. It had no heart. It was perfectly recorded and, you know, and tweaked and made it to sound as good as it could sound. But there was no heart. There was no soul. And that's what the song is about. It's got no soul. It's not rock and roll. It doesn't have any soul. So that there's a lot of that. And there's a lot of soulless music right now. I think that rap is in serious danger because they're turning it out at such a significant rate. So much music, and like one guy will go home and he'll write 20 songs tonight and record them all on his computer, and tomorrow he's got them released, and you know 90% of it's crap. So you know it's a saturation, and that's what happened to disco, and that's what killed disco. So it was nice to see it come full circle, and real music from the heart, like what you're doing, and that's great. That's real good. We got another song of yours now. I got it all queued up, ready to go. Revelation.
Revelation. That's from our heart and our soul, and it's soulful.
All right, we're gonna try it again.
We're gonna dig this one.
All right, we're gonna come back right after this, and we'll talk to him some more. We'll be right back.
Thank you.